Joel Knopken, Shifting Ground. Shifting Ground, Joel Knopken.
Mr. Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, when you grow up in California, you learn to recognize when the ground is shifting beneath your feet. And the nice thing about it is, shifting ground can show you how stable your foundation is and how stable your values are. Now, we Californians, we can sleep through earthquakes. There was, however, the day I'm at work and I feel the ground rumbling. And as I was taught to do in the first grade, I got under my desk. My colleague Charlie had just come from Singapore. He found his first earthquake and my reaction amusing. He needed some mentoring. Charlie, get your bleeping under your bleeping desk now. That worked. Proper word usage is so important, don't you think? My wife Yolanda and I moved to Arizona the following year. No earthquakes here. We have, however, experienced different types of shifting ground. Not right away. Our first 20 years were filled with 2 kids, family, careers, basketball leagues, Toastmasters, and oh yes, each other. The same house, same neighbors, same racquetball partner. And then my father calls. He calls from his home in California, and after some pleasantries, he asked me how far away Prescott is. Prescott? Okay, I can play along. 2 hours, Dad. Flagstaff. 3 hours. He then proceeds through his bingo card of Arizona cities, Tucson, Payson, Casa Grande. It was somewhere around Gila Bend I'd had enough. Dad, what is this about? Oh, things are changing, son, and we have to make some adjustments. Things are changing. I'm an accountant. So when somebody tells me that things are changing, I have a tendency to assume those things are financial. California's expensive. But we accountants are trained not to stick our noses into other people's finances, even my parents. So I let the matter drop. That would last about 15 minutes. Yolanda comes home. I tell her about the call. Now, fortunately, my lovely bride is not burdened with an accounting degree. She immediately calls California. 10 minutes later, I have shocking news. My parents weren't running out of money. They were running out of memory, running out of people to take care of them, and maybe running out of time. By the end of the year, they've moved to Chandler, meaning that for the first time in 33 years, I was living near them. The term for that, my friends, is shifting ground. Now, I owe my parents a lot. Dad deferred his favored career so my brother and I could go to the best schools in the area. The kind where you actually learn what to do during an earthquake. And he encouraged me to go away to college. At some point, I had to learn how to do my own clothes. Time to start paying back. Now, we value paying our debts. Knowing that's easy. Knowing how, not so easy. We didn't have all the answers. In fact, some days we didn't even have the questions. But over the 7 years until we led them to a soft landing, we learned a couple of things. For one, to the extent possible, we kept living our lives. 2 kids, family, careers, basketball leagues, Toastmasters, and oh yes, each other. That kind of stuff. One day early, we get a call, Dad's in the hospital. We hustle down there, do what you do in those kind of cases, get home at late afternoon, and I proceed with my plans for the evening. I competed in a speech contest. And while it wasn't easy for us, we learned how to ask for help. Next time Dad was in the hospital, I found out while taking a shower in New York City. Fortunately, we have a nephew in place for just such an occasion. And then there was the time we had a friend, we had to call a friend, have her go to their house to tell quite possibly the only people in Arizona without an answering machine or a voicemail that they needed to hang up their phone. It was not long after Dad died that I'm talking to a friend. She offers her sympathy. I thank her. And then I find myself channeling my inner Lou Gehrig. I am, I say, the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Now, why is that? Well, I had my parents for more than 50 years. I know some of you. I know some of you weren't so lucky. But there's something else, something bigger. Yolanda and I both had parents who remained married until death did them part. That is the foundation on which we stand. That is the foundation that let us know we could meet this challenge. The foundation to know that we had to, and to know what we value the most, each other. And you know what? My dad knew it too. Not long after that, I overhear him telling someone what I have come to understand to this day is the greatest compliment I have ever received. I can only do this, he says, because I know that those two are rock solid. For all of that shifting ground, rock solid is a really nice place to be. Thank you, Dad. Now, the noted spiritual advisor and author, Robin Sharma, tells us that change is hard at the beginning, messy in the middle, and glorious at the end. And I'll add this, it's glorious because it shows us about what the foundation on which we stand. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, all of us will experience shifting ground in our lives, even if we've never been to California. When it happens, let's make sure we remember what we value. And when we do that, neither the world nor anyone in it can ever leave us shaken. Mr. Chair.
Thank you.